7. How to use the value of failure to succeed. Dare to fail. Main content. The value of failure, training lessons to succeed. As fate, I came across Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and I couldn't resist the temptation of it. I actually applied what I learned from the book. In January 1977, we began to establish Fortiss Group, a direct sales company, and added a company specializing in coaching entrepreneurs. All of my little friends hold key positions in the company and invite some more famous people to collaborate. We're flying overhead. But by August 1983, the company went bankrupt. After 2 months of running out of my wallet, I decided to go for a job. The job for others is that the pill is both bitter and hard to swallow that I have to try to swallow. 2 years later, I started to itch the profession again. I and some old people set up a company, one of Malaysia's shining companies. In my opinion, victory and failure are not a one-way job. Winning and failing is a lifelong thing. Thanks to the lessons of failure, we become a greater winner. So what is the true value of the failed lessons? Life isn't about running away from mistakes or abandoning things when we fail, but learning how to use them to achieve our goals. It is only by experiencing difficult and painful experiences that our souls become hardened, minds become refined, and ambitions are formed. Difficult times, arduous times will train you as well as fire test gold. In fact, during great crises and wars great men were born. The measure of success is not the position we achieve in life, but the obstacles we have overcome to reach that position. The only failure in a person's life is to have lived without learning. In fact, the value of failure is higher than the value of success. Many multinationals are now recruiting entrepreneurs who have failed, because these people have learned practical lessons and become business managers from their own failures. However, there are many entrepreneurs who still have the fear of failure. Because when they had a peaceful life, they began to fear the situation wobbled. But, the only thing that pulls people out of success is the fear of failure. So a lot of talent has been overlooked for lacking a bit of courage. Society has imposed a downright inferior and negative value on the experience of failure. We have to change our attitude towards those who have failed, then society will have many good entrepreneurs, many talented inventors. If we look closely, we will see that all the extraordinary things of the world have been done with courage and risk. Risking is not foolishly reckless, it's about taking risks. The only people who don't make a mistake are those who don't do anything. Don't be afraid of mistakes, as long as you don't make the same mistake twice. Yet the consequences of failure remain unpopular in our society. The world today adores winners and losers are not accepted. Despite the fact that we have actually learned a lot from mistakes, we will still be punished for making mistakes. You must be ready to accept punishment. Friends will alienate you. Do not expect support from others. The bank will reject you. Even family members still do not understand you, etc. In the old days, when Edison's lab was ablaze, his wife and children stood dumbfounded, laughing and saying, "So all our mistakes are gone, now we can start all over again." Don't see failure as an end, but see it as a lesson to train. It is important that you do not fear, fluctuate against the social fanatics that are coming to you. Be calm to be able to start. A North said, "I'm worried because my child is over 30 and hasn't yet failed. If it doesn't rush up, it will be too late for them to fail and learn something from that failure." Those who have never failed, never joined the difficult, arduous journey and have found wealth easily will not know how to create wealth every time they lose it. The successive failures that frighten you are too old to succeed. Some argue that only competition and beating others will lead to success, which means putting self-interest first. Working with others is more useful than competing with them. It's important that you really compete with yourself. Misperceptions about competing with others make us so anxious to think that we don't tolerate failure, or feel too old and incompetent to fail. Make a self-assessment of yourself. Are you too old? Nobody gets older because they've lived so many years. People only grow old because they've lost their ideals. The more confident you are, the younger you are, the more frightened, the older you are, General Arthur said. The right conditions and lifestyle plus serenity in the soul is that you have had a youthful, enduring life. Statistically, 66% of the world's great things are done by people who are over the age of 60, of which 35% belong to the mischief. Beauty bodybuilding is like a bottle of coca, it breaks down over time. Wisdom is like a bottle of wine, the longer it holds, the more rich it becomes. Forget about age, should only start with your goals, or are you afraid of not reaching results? Many people just always care about the result. When they fail to achieve the expected results within a certain period of time, they begin to use tricks to achieve the desired results, despite both morality and law. Professional ethics may have to be sacrificed for profit. They did not understand the true meaning of the sentence, "What sows, reap them." What I reap is the fruit of the multiplier that we have planted. Do not be afraid of the result, pay attention to the multipliers that you are planting every day. The secret of success is not dependent on the result. Do your best and let the result itself take care of itself. So success has to do with talent? Academic? Lucky? Not quite yet. Only endurance and determination help you possess a tremendous power to stand up again and again after each fall. It seems that nature often knocks down individuals with fortunes to find out which of them will rise up and continue fighting. When we fail continuously after persevering for a long period of time and showing the highest efforts, perhaps, we have to look back at where we stand and redefine whether we can actually achieve what we want there. When you can't change the price direction _ adjust your ship. The bankrupt is not the one who doesn't have a penny, but the one who doesn't have a new dream. So never get too stereotyped and say you can't change, because failing to hit the target should be the fault of the beer. To improve your goals, improve yourself. Let's retrain yourself in a completely new job that has better prospects. As Soichiro Honda did, and he finally made history. What people see from my success is only 1%, but what they don't see again accounts for 99%. Those are my failures, he said. Let's say you can't fail. If so, what would you do? Think frankly and be honest with yourself. Would you respect instead of despise those who tried and failed? Do you dare to do things that no one dared to do before? The people who dared to do things that no one dared to do before are the ones who dared to fail. Dream what you are dreaming. Do what you dare to do. And be what you dare to be. Walter Dite Staples.